Alright, gonna make a 18 shot rack here using kit guns, and these ones are really nice. They're it's actual cement that they were using, and they were doing the original Pro canisters from this is from 76 Pro is where they came from. These are from willow shells that I had bought a couple years ago. These are really nice. What I got, what their 76 Pros coming with now is a standard standard plug. But this will work. I'm getting these things measured out where I'm going to make my cuts for the rails, and just getting a rough. Just trying to figure out where these supports are going to be so that I can avoid the knot for screwing. But looks like this is going to be the place right here. And I was going to use, I intended on using these deck screws, which is a good strong screw, but that would be the thing to use for definitely for bigger guns. But what we've got, I was going to use these like I say, but my rails were I was intending on a 1-inch, a 1x, using 1x's for the rails, but I ran into these, so that's going to be too short. So I'm going to go with these 2.5s, and that should work. And these are drywall screws. Yeah, they're brittle and stuff like that, but for these little guns, I'm not doing 3-inch or anything like that, 3-inch racks. They should still hold together pretty well. So anyway, off to the next, getting those things cut, measured out and cut, and my rails will be ready to apply. This is already cut to length. I had to cut these, and my whole intent was to make them so that they fit these particular guns. These are short and they're good for ball shells, and that's what I want this for doing ball shells, because the fuse will come out proper for ball shells. They're usually shorter. So, but this is the drop that I wound up having. But if you were going to do normal shells from one of these pallet stickers, you don't need to make an extra cut. Just make your measurements so that you don't have any drop, and then you'll have it'll just be a little bit taller, slightly taller. But anyway, off to the next portion. Alright, got these together, kind of, sort of. Started running out of battery, but it's looking alright so far. Got that battery charging up, but with these deck screws, they're a little thick. They're kind of big. So I could have used a Pallet hole for these things. Had to go back to the hardware store, get some of these deck screws. They're not as big. They're more like the girth of a drywall screw. Don't need a Pallet for them, but still got some more drilling to do, or more screwing to do to get these together. But yeah, it's break time, I guess. Yeah, alright, there it is. It's all done. We got here, oh, I really like this sharp tooth Stanley. That thing's been working great. Love that thing. But anyway, so yeah, I had to get some 3-inch deck screws to get these in, because the having to go through all that into that, I needed 3 inches, not 2.5. 2.5 wouldn't do it. 2.5 worked great for this though. So to get through the rails and then into the meat of that. But yeah, so I got the screws coming in here. I didn't want any screws going into there, so I screwed them, put the screw in down over here and one up here. That's all you need, because you got that over on the other side too. One in the center, and same here. One here for there, one here to go into there. You got 2 on the top rail here, 2 deck screws up there, one up here, one up here, and this is it. She's done. Alright. There was a little bit of a gap. I did some ill measurement, but I used a box board, you know, from a case board. Cut some of that, and it took up some of the space. I might be able to sneak another one in there, I don't know, but it should work out fine. If I need to, I can though. I can stick another one in, but I think that'll work out. They're still in there good. Kind of yanking on them, and they're alright. They'll start loosening up, I'm sure. But anyway, yeah. 666. 18. Here we go. Ready to go. Now I will be for setting this up. I'm going to be using rebar. A rebar here and there, here and there, and that should do it. Into the ground. So yeah, pretty happy. Sweet. Alright, so I have to finish telling you about this. I wanted to go in and I wanted to call it a night, but I can't. This is important for when you're making pallet racks. That because they are irregular, they're kind of bendy and such. That they're and also I was using my handsaw, which is, well, I could have used the chop saw, but I wanted to use the handsaw, and the handsaws they don't always get that cut just right. You know what I mean? They can be off by a little bit, and that can also set off your alignment of these, because that's where the cut happens down there. Anyway, when I was cutting the bottom board. So what I did is, first I screwed that to the bottom one, and then from there I screwed in one screw here, one screw up here, and the other one up on the other one over here, and that made sure, and I had to push this one in here. I had to push that in order to get that to line up, to get it flush on the back, sort of. So then now I've got this lined up and that lined up. I made these cuts from measuring from this on the end and that on the end for the bottom board, which comes in down here. So and then once I get this top board in and this pushed in to where these and that all meets up fairly good, then I came back down here and then did the bottom ones and then secured that all up, and then I came back and finished off these ones here. And I did the same thing on the other side, and then this went in these ones went in last, and then bam, bam, just 2 screws. That's all it took. But yeah, I just had to say something about that, about pallet wood that can be kind of bendy, and then again, of course, the handsaw doesn't always make a good cut, you know. So yeah, but I knew in this kind of situation I really didn't need a chop saw, and it worked out just fine. I like it. I'm happy. Don't worry.